Hi there guys, and welcome to another replay cast. This time I'm going over a replay in the Type 58. Now this is a tier 6 match this time, and as you can see, having a look at each team, my team has 4 tier 6s here, and theirs has 5. So straight off, they've got a big advantage in terms of tier 6s. That extra one does make a huge difference. When it comes to the matchmaking, an extra top tier is a big deal. And to add to that, my team only has 1, 2, 3, 4 tier 5s. Theirs has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, they have a distinct advantage over my team because my team has 7 tier 4s. They only get 4. So this is going to have to be a bit of a carry match, this one. So let's just get into it. So obviously the Type 58, basically just a knockoff T-34-85 Chinese version, T-34-85 that was sold to the Chinese rather. This is a bit of a mediocre tank, especially compared to all the other T-34-85 variants that are at tier 6. So the Rudy, the T-34-85, and the T-34-85M. The Rudy and the T-34-85 both have far better mobility than this thing. This thing actually has similar mobility to the T-34-85M, but then it lacks the pen, the gun handling, and the frontal armor, and not just the pen and alpha damage like it has that it loses when compared to the T-34-85 and the Rudy. And we've gone up the hill because that's what you do on this map, and straight away we've deterred this M4, so we decide to side scrape and then make his day a living hell. And there he goes, that's our first kill already. Now what's nice about this tank is it does have a really good rate of fire. With my crew I've got a 4-second reload. That VK3001P there is not having a fun time at all. He's already lost almost all his health, and his friend there is thinking twice about coming round. So we're gonna just hang out behind this rock. We're fairly safe here, and then obviously that other VK just gets hit in the face by our friendly Bert there. And then we decide that we can just squeeze our way around that corner a little bit, but then think twice because we think there could be something in the middle watching us, and we spot the M44. Now, what was going through his mind was probably, this is a good spot for artillery because it's easy to hit the hill from here. But then he forgot that he has absolutely no cover whatsoever, so we shoot him in the face. That's what he gets for playing artillery, and we make him run away. We spot the Hetzer, we decide to shoot the Hetzer because it's a TD, and we hit his gun mantlet. And then we just decide to hit the VK because he's showing us his side. So we make him hide, and then we shoot this Hetzer in the face and get our second kill. Now this VK is trying to be hull down, but what he's forgetting is that he only has 25mm of roof armor on his turret, so we shoot him in the face, and then this chappie also gets a shot in the face as well, after bouncing off our upper plate. And he's trying to hide behind the M4, but, you know, we can just shoot right into his hull there, right through his tracks as well. Now obviously this KV is keeping us proxied, but we can spot the VK no problem. He's not even using a bush there, so he's gonna try and get the fuck out, and he does, for now at least. So I don't really want to try and tussle with the KV-85 just yet, so I decide to leave my allies on the hill. I figure they can probably hold back the KV-85 because that thing has even less gun depression than this thing. This thing having 5 degrees, the KV-85 having 3. And then we spot the duck tank who's trying to flank. Well, credit to him for trying, but now unfortunately, well, he's firing HE, it does as well. Isn't that just adorable? And yeah, we're right in his face, into his cupola, and we also a friendly RT hit him, and we bounce off his side. Well, it is the duck tank, so we try and shoot the VK, and we end up bouncing off some auto bounce angle, and then we hit his engine and set him on fire, which is just something that German tanks like to do for fun at the moment. They do like to burn. Now we're going to try and chase after this VK. He's on low health, so we figure we can go after him. So we're just going down this way, and that right there is an M44. He is probably loaded. He may be a one-shot for us, but we're at probably something like, what, 30-40 meters here? So I feel I'm pretty screwed, because if he pens me with HE or heat, he can quite easily one-shot me. And at this range, with an M44, there's a good chance that's gonna hit. So of course he bounces, and he gets shot in the face and killed for it. And then we run into the 88 there. He luckily bounces off us as well. So we don't really want to fight that thing frontally, so we're gonna go around. It's an 88, it may not be the biggest threat, but fighting it frontally is not exactly the best idea in the world. The enemy team are also capping, so gonna have to do something about that at some point. Except we're gonna be able to do something about it right about now. We'll try and get a shot on the T-67 first though, because, you know, it's a T-67. But we can't get a shot on the cap, so we're gonna go and kill this 88 right here. Bit of a sad little thing really. Strong frontal armor, he's not even got the top gun. So we're gonna just show him why he needs to get himself a turret. And this is just humiliation here. I do kind of feel bad for him, because he's in a big slow tank, no turret, and wait for it, there he goes. That's our 5th kill, and we're up to 2,652 damage and 800 spotting, and we've already bounced over 1,000 damage because that M44 decided to fire heat and bounce off our turret cheeks. So we're now going to go and try and stop the cap. And I think it's just the Churchill in there, I'm pretty sure. That's where he was last spotted. And indeed it is the Churchill. So we're going to try and poke up this ridge here. Sadly we don't have the gun depression there. KV-1 also appears. T-67 shoots us in the face and kills our gunner. But KV-1 gets taken down by the Stug. And for some reason the Churchill decides to go out of cover and commit suicide by Stug. That then just leaves the T-67. I kind of derp out here because I'm clicking where I last got shot by the T-67. And I'm now expecting him to run away down this side of the map. So that's exactly where we're going to go. Just coming around this corner here. I'm expecting him to be sort of relatively near our base still. Because that was a bit of a threatening place to be. However, we're not going to find him here. We're going to end up spending some time running about trying to find this guy. So I am just... Where's the button to speed up the replay? That's the map. That's my bad. You know, I'm just going to let it run. And I can talk a little bit more about this tank. So Type 58, obviously T-3045, well, that's been sold to China. This tank originally was meant, like in terms of the game, not in terms of real life. In terms of World of Tanks, this was meant to be basically a higher DPM, better gun handling variant of the T-3045, but you sacrifice a little bit of pen and you sacrifice 2 degrees of gun depression in exchange for it. And well, since the T-3485M buffs, I feel that this thing is kind of outmatched now in terms of the DPM, and in terms, in fact it is outmatched in terms of DPM. The T-3485M, with a similar crew to the one I've got in this, actually gets an extra 200 damage per minute. And it gets better frontal armor, similar mobility, a tiny bit less view range, but you can work with that, and it's got better gun depression. So I feel this thing's been kind of power creeped by that. But it's still a workable tank if you get it into a decent situation, especially if you're on the flank of enemies. So we're about to try and go around this corner to find the T-67. We think he's hiding down here. I've convinced one of my team to get on the cap, and try and lure him out. And that works exactly, and the T-67 shows up in the top left corner there in A2. He's going to try and run now. I can see exactly where he's going to go as well. There you can see him heading straight down the one line. So I load an HE shell this time, because it's a T-67, and those things are made of paper. And of course we shoot on the move, because this thing is still a Russian tank, even though it's a Chinese-owned one. So that ends the match with 2,869 damage, as you can see in the bottom there, and 955 assistance. So I'm just going to switch over to my battle results. Alright, so as you can see, we got our ace tanker, we got high caliber, we got patrol duty, because as you can see we spotted a whole bunch of tanks that my team then shot. That actually goes off of there. I had to take screenshots, sadly, because OBS wouldn't do a window capture, so I couldn't interact with it. And page 2, there you can see we're top on the team with over 1600 base XP, and it was a bit unfortunate for both teams there. I wish that some of the players on my team could have done better, particularly the Firefly, but I think he got nuked by the M44. Or he might have gotten killed by the T-67. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it was the M44 who got the kill on him in the end. But this was a bit of a carry, and we made a nice profit on it. I'll just get final page up, and there it is. So that's pretty nice for a tier 6 tank, actually, especially since we were running food and premium repair kit and premium med kit. So not too bad overall. We came out with our double as well, nice, over 4,000 XP. So yeah, pretty nice match for a tank that's honestly kind of mediocre. And as you can see there, we can see exactly where the T-67 penned is, right through the gun mantlet. Not especially strong. In fact, it's the weakest part of the turret, minus the cupolas. And but you can pull off some good matches in this thing still. It's still a workable tank. It's just a bit awkward at times because of the lack of gun depression and the lack of pen. But the rate of fire will irritate enemies endlessly. And if you've actually got the Deadeye perk, the one that makes your shells do more module damage when they pen, again, that only applies to AP and APCR, which this thing has both of. If you've got that and you're on the flank of an enemy tank and firing into their engine, this will set them on fire quite often, and they will get quite annoyed by it, and you will have a good time. Most of the time, though, it's going to be a bit of a struggle, but you've got just enough mobility to be able to get around flanks, maybe spot a few things. I can imagine this thing would be really good in the central road on Lakeville, especially when it's in counter, and particularly if you're top tier, maybe even if you're mid tier. But in a tier 8 match, this thing really does struggle. I'll probably do a full review on it at some point and go over everything, but for now, that's everything. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll catch you next time.